I just competed in the Dallas IBJJF Open. Today I wanted to show y'all my fight in the finals and break it down for you. For this competition, they split it up into 2 days. The black belts fight on Saturday and all the other belts fight on Sunday. Like me, I still showed up on Saturday. Watching the black belts compete always hypes me up, especially when something crazy happens. For example, I saw this crazy submission from Diego Pato. This triangle was spectacular, and it was one of the fastest triangles I've ever seen. Leading up to the finals, I've currently won 2 matches by submission, but I really wanted to focus on showing y'all the finals of this competition. If you prefer to see all my fights, let me know in the comments below. Alright, so getting into the finals match, this is the main fight I wanted to show you, so let's get into it. So right off the gate, I pull guard and I'm going to start working a De La Riva guard. Right here, my opponent was able to face his right knee out and push my left leg down. This was able to neutralize my De La Riva hook, and he puts both knees on the floor to start creating downward pressure and forcing a half guard situation. Looking back at why my De La Riva hook didn't work. So in this position right now, as soon as I pulled guard, I wanted to get a De La Riva position, but in order for De La Riva to work, I need to turn my opponent's knee inward. So I should have slid my left hand down all the way to his right ankle. And using this grip, I can manipulate the heel to turn it inwards in order to actually secure a De La Riva hook. But because I didn't do anything with my left hand, my opponent was easily able to step out and put both knees on the floor to start working like a half guard pass. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my right hand as a stiff arm in order to create space and bring him into my closed guard. So that way I can start working attacks. Now as soon as I'm in my closed guard, my opponent stands up and he brings his elbows on the inside of my knees. As a guard player, I never want my opponent to do this to me because then he controls my hips. So as soon as this happens, I want to make sure that my knees are on the inside of his elbows. That way I can manage the distance and start working any type of attacks at will. For example, a deep De La Riva guard. I'm able to extend my left leg all the way to his far thigh. He's able to take that out, and now I have a double sleeve control. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my left hand to grab his right foot to work my De La Riva guard attack once more. This time I'm able to get my De La Riva hook really deep and attack the Berimbolo back take. Now, I should have secured the back here, but I made a fatal mistake. If you take a look at my right hook here, it should stay there and it should be there the entire time to get my 4 points. Now, the mistake that I made was that I took my right hook out, leaving my opponent space to jump his hips on the mat and face towards me. Now, he did concede bottom position and had no intention of standing up, which gave me 2 points and an advantage for almost taking his back. So as we're scrambling on the ground here, he's trying to put me in deep half to control my dynamic movements and try to get up at the same time. I'm doing a good job spinning around him, making sure he doesn't get up. As he's trying to wrestle up at this moment, I have to get him back on the floor, so I use my arm and my shoulder to shuck him back down. As this happens, he puts me in deep half guard, where my opponent traps the leg and uses both of his arms to hug my leg. I wiggle my right arm underneath his armpit and secure a deep underhook. Made a mistake by just completely letting go of that underhook and disconnecting my hands, which is allowing him to play his half guard at whatever he wants to do. In his half guard attack, he leaves a lot of space for me to just start standing up. So I want to break his collar grip on my gi because I know that this grip is controlling my posture. So this will be great to start working my dynamic passing as I start disconnecting his grips. I tried to do a scissor with my legs to land in a knee on belly, but as you see with his left hand, he has a grip on my collar, which prevented me from bringing my right shin all the way around to the knee on belly. So that kind of just resetted me back into his original single leg X position. So now I want to start controlling his left arm. I'm trying to pull it off the floor. This will help me keep my base and not allow him to sweep me. So he's going to try to attack my foot, but I'm confident that I can defend this footlock by stripping his leg off of it. Now I can start easily working a backstep pass. You'll see that I like this backstep, and it's highly effective when your opponent works the X guard. Now I can start working a dynamic pass because his X guard is neutralized. And this is when I spin towards his back and start putting in my hooks. As soon as I take my opponent's back and I fall on my left shoulder, he uses his right hand to defend against my right hook as I try to put in with my foot. I feel him defend this with his hand, so I wait a little bit to let his hand settle, and as soon as his hand is more relaxed, I immediately throw over my right hook as fast as possible, and I have back control. So I have my hooks in, but I'm not making a seatbelt grip. I'm actually going straight for the choke, which is why I haven't gotten 4 points yet. I'm confident that this choke is in nice and tight, trapping his arm, and I have the finish with your classic gi choke from the back. So that concludes Dallas Open. I was able to take the gold fighting at blue belt featherweight. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to hit that like button. See you next time. Os.